Good morning student. I Purnima welcome you to my class, and children, today we are going to continue with the same lesson, that is modal. Modal is also known as modal auxiliary or the auxiliary words, and children, they are also known as the helping verbs which together with the main verb that follow them express the mode or manner of the action denoted by the verb. That means in what manner, in what mode that action, which action word is denoted by verb, and children, they are in what mode or manner it is denoted by the modals. They express the speaker's attitudes towards a situation. So whatever the situation is, they express speaker's attitude. They express such ideas as ability, probability, possibility, permission, obligation or duty, advisability, and prohibition. So what did they express, children? They express such ideas as ability, probability, possibility, permission, obligation or duty, advisability, provision, etc. There are 13 modal auxiliary shall. So total, children, there are 13 modal auxiliary which are very important. And what are they? Can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, have to, used to, dare, ought to, there's one more. Okay, so these are the modal auxiliary. Yes, one is the left, that is need. So these are the modal auxiliary. Once again, children, I am reading them. Can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, have to, used to, dare, ought to, need. Okay. So student, these modal auxiliaries are those helping verb which together with the main verb that follow them express the mode or manner of the action denoted by the verb. They express the speaker attitude towards a situation. They express idea like obligation. Obligation means it's a type of moral duty. That duty you have to do. It's a must to do. Ability. Okay. Probability. Possibility. Permission. Obligation or duty. Advisability, prohibition, etc. There are 13 modal auxiliaries: shall, will, can, could, may, might, should, would, must, ought to, used to, need, dare. So these all the auxiliary verb I have written on the board. Now, a modal auxiliary does not change according to the number of persons. So children, verb, it changes with the number and the person, and that is known as finite verb. But a modal auxiliary, so student, a modal auxiliary does not change. Okay, it does not change according to the number or person of the subject. I can drive, he can drive, they can drive, you can drive, we can drive. So here you are seeing that numbers are changed. Some are singular, others are plural. But children, modal auxiliary has not changed. Can is everywhere. I can drive is a first person singular. He can drive, he is a third person singular. They can drive, third person plural. You can drive, second person singular. We can drive, first person plural. Okay, so modal auxiliary does not change with the number or the person. Okay, a modal auxiliary is never used alone except in responses to a question. It is always used with a full verb of the present tense. So children, it is always used with full verb or the base form of the verb, like they will go. I can do. Do is a main verb. They will go. Will is a children modal auxiliary and go is the main verb. So a modal auxiliary is never used alone except in response to a question. It is always used with a full verb. Now when these auxiliaries are joined with not to form negative, they are generally used to the contracted form. Now children, when modal auxiliary they are used with not, so it is used with contracted form, like cannot. Okay. Cannot, can't. Okay, so this is the contracted form of cannot. Okay, will not, won't. Okay, then may not, mayn't, could not, couldn't. May not, mayn't. Okay, so you can see student, let me write could properly. Okay, so children, these auxiliary verbs, when the auxiliary are joined with not to form negative, they are generally used in the contracted form. Children, what is the meaning of contracted form? Like will not, won't, should not, shouldn't, would not, wouldn't, need not, needn't, dare not, daren't. Okay. Now children, some of the sentence I am reading, okay, some of the sentence I am reading and you can see, like Kishore can drive. Kishore can drive. So here you can see the ability. Here what you will see the ability. You may go and play. She will take up the job. I shall be in Agra tomorrow. You should consult. So children, these words in the children can, may, will, they are used as the auxiliary verb. Okay. And you can see a lot of meaning it conveys. Some is conveying ability, some possibility. Okay. So we have now children, I would be telling you some of the uses of the important auxiliary verb, like we have already discussed the use of modal auxiliary can, where it is used. Let's revise fast. It expresses permission, both to seek permission and to give permission. You can go now. Can I sit there? Can we play here? You can't touch the camera. It is also used to express possibility. Accidents can happen to anyone. Anyone can make mistake. He is working hard. He can succeed. Hyderabad can be very hot in summer. It is also to express request. Can I have some more bread? Can you give me a lift? Okay. So may like can is used to express permission, but it is more formal than can. Can has a wider use than may for permission, except with the first person. May is not normally used to express the idea of having permission. So children, may is also used for permission, possibility. We have already done this thing. I'm simply revising it. May is also used to express a wish. May you live long. May God bless you. It conditional sentence to point out a possible result. If he works hard, he may pass. Some more sentence showing the use of may. Work hard so that you may pass. I'm afraid the news may be true. Might. It is used as the past tense of may in indirect speech. So might is, it is used as the past tense of may in indirect speech. He asked me if he might borrow my bicycle. Krishna asked Radha if he might help her. To express possibility, but in a lesser degree than may. It might rain. He may might catch the train. They may might come today. It is used also while asking the permission, but it implies more politeness than may. So children, we have done this thing. Could also we have done. Okay, could is can past form is could, and it is generally used in indirect speech. Then children, I also told you could is used to express ability in the past. Could is also used to make polite request. Okay, and today children, we will read will. Okay, we will do the use of will. We will use the use of will. So children, to denote simple future when used with the second and third person. So will is used to denote simple future when it is used with second or third person. To denote simple future when it is used with okay. Now it denotes simple or children. So you will get good marks. So you is a first of all second person. Okay, and you will get second, it is used with simple future with the second and third person. He will soon come to grief. My brother will leave for Madras tomorrow. My brother is a third person. He is a third person. Okay, so it is the sense of request. Now children, it is will is used as a request. Sense of request. Okay, will is used as a sense of request. Like, will you open the window please? Would you can also be used for a request in the present. So children, will you and would, though it is past form of will, but it is used in the present. Would you show the way to the bus terminus? Would you post this letter for me please? Would you is also an alternative to would you and a little more polite. Would you please show me the way to the station? Would you please send me an application form? Okay, now children, with the first person, will denote promise, determination, intention. So will is also used with first person. Generally children, we know that actually shall, people say, and it is a rule of grammar also that shall is used with the first person. But children, will is also used with the first person. Only thing, it should be the sentence of promise, determination, intention. Like, I will always stand by you. Okay. So will is used with will is always used with first person with which denote promise, determination, intention. Okay. So children, will is used with what? It is used with promise, determination, right, and intention. Generally, children, we use shall. What do we use? We use shall, okay, with first person and second person. But here it is used to show the determination, promise, determination, intention. I will always stand by you. I will come as soon as I am well. We will fight to the finish. We will fight to the finish. Determination. We will not root out corruption. Determination. I will not tell a lie. Intention. I will help you as far as I can. Okay. So will it is used with the first person when it denotes promise, like I will always stand by you. This is a promise done by two friends. I will come as soon as I am well. Again, this is a promise. Okay. Now, will express habit or obstinate insistence. It expresses habit, right? He will always tell lie. It is his habit to tell lie. Some girls will always come late. It is their habit to come late. He will keep cutting nails in spite of all protest. Again, this is a habit. Okay. I love Malcolm before the accident. I always will love him. This is insistence. Okay, willingness. Now, next is express invitation. Will you dine with me tonight? Okay. Will you come with me to the party? Okay, invitation. Express command. You will finish your work by 4 p.m. You will finish your work at 4 p.m. So this is a command, express command. You will attend the class at 7 o'clock tomorrow. You will attend your class 7 o'clock tomorrow. Express universal truth. Express universal truth. Oil will float on water. Okay, so now the other is okay. So oil will float on water. It always flowed. It is a universal truth. We can also use will plus perfect infinitive to express an assumption. They will have done it by now. They have gone to kill him. They will have done it by now. Okay. Now children, very important is shall. So now we have done will. Remember, shall is always used in first and second first person, singular plural. Okay, to express this thing is expressed in future. So now we will do the use of shall. So we will do children use of shall. Okay, shall is, it is used to express the future when the subject is I or we. So when the subject is I or we use shall for future tense. Okay, so with I and we use shall for future tense. Then children, with the second and third person when it denotes warning, threat, command, promise, etc. So we use shall with second or third person when threat, warning, determination, threat, warning, determination. Okay, so when this is there, all right, then command, promise, etc. Command, promise, etc. So it is also used in the second form when there is a command, when there is a promise. Okay, so like children, we can say you shall be punished for your misdeed. They shall suffer for all this. This is a threat. You shall not tell a lie. This is a command. You shall not do it. Okay, you shall not do it. If you stand first, you shall be given a prize. Promise. You shall have your book today. Promise. Income tax return shall be filed by 31st March every year. This is also a promise. You shall have your book today. Promise. Income tax return shall be filed by 31st March every year. Legal injunction or warning. Then children, in the sense of a request also, shall I take this pen? Shall we sit down here? How shall we solve it? Shall is used to express a polite request or a query. So shall is always used to express a polite request or a query. Which one shall I choose? A request for some advice. It is equivalent to which one should I choose. Now children, it express offer of service or suggestion. It express offer. So children, it expresses offer of service. It express offer of service or suggestion. Shall I read it to you? Somebody is offering it for service. Okay. Shall I open the window? Again it is offering a service. Shall we go to movie today? To express suggestion. Okay. So shall is used to express the future when the subject is I or we. We shall leave for Mumbai tonight. Okay. With the second and third person, shall denotes warning, threat, command, promise. Okay. You shall be punished for your bad behavior. You shall be punished for killing him. Command, you shall not tell a lie. You should make a straight line. You shall not do it, will not be allowed to do it. You shall finish it by 3 o'clock. Here shall means must. You shall finish it by 3 o'clock. If you stand first, you should be given a prize. You shall have your book today. Income tax return shall be filled by 31st March every year. Legal injunction forming. In the sense of a request, shall I take this pen? Shall we sit down here? How shall we solve it? Shall is used to express a polite request and query. Which one shall I choose? A request for some advice. It is equivalent to which one should I choose? Okay. So children, you can see uses of shall and suggestion, of course, like shall we go to movie today? You are not feeling well. Shall we go to a doctor today? Okay. So this is about shall. Now, ought. We will take the uses of ought. Right. So it is used to denote duty or moral or social obligation. It is used to denote duty or moral or social obligation. It is used nearly in the same sense as should. The verb that follows ought always takes the to form. We ought to obey our parents. You ought to finish your work in time. You ought not to speak ill of others. Ought you to leave now? Okay. Now when ought is used with present infinitive, when ought is used with, this is point number 2, when ought is used with present infinitive, it denotes present time. When it is used with perfect infinitive, it indicates past time. Like children, we ought to have run fast. It indicates present time. You ought to have finished your work by this time. You ought to have finished this work by this time. So it is showing past perfect. It is showing children perfect infinitive, and it indicates past time. Need. Okay. So this is about ought also we have discussed. So ought is used to denote duty or moral or social obligation. So ought is used to discuss duty. You ought to go there. You ought to serve your country. You ought to go to bank to collect father's pension. Moral duty because father is not well. Moral or social obligation. We ought to obey our parents. You ought to finish your work in time. You ought not to speak ill of others. Ought you to leave now? When ought is used with a present infinitive, it denotes present time. When it is used with a perfect infinitive, it indicates past time. We ought to have run fast. You ought to have finished your work by this time. Okay. So children, you can see children how I have used ought here. So children, we have revised ought, must, shall, not must we will do it tomorrow in tomorrow's videos. Will, shall, so all this thing we have done. And children, these are the important auxiliary verb. Okay, auxiliary verb doesn't change its form. whether they are used with first person, second person, third person, or with plural or singular. So with this, children, I conclude my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Goodbye.